Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Retirement Trades. If you're just joining us for the first time, I appreciate you stopping by. We're building a little community here. We got some members in a Discord that talk back and forth and talk about trading on a regular basis. So there'll be a link below if you want to join that. But I don't like to waste a lot of time, so let's look at the market, see what's happening today. All right, this morning we had a pretty good gap down here from the CPI report. Inflation is a little hotter than they expected, which doesn't really surprise me considering what's going on in the world and the plans of the new administration. But anyways, that's besides the point. We don't get to control that. So all we can do is work with the market that we are given. And so today, I'll be honest with you, I wish I got in here earlier because on that big down note, I would like to have been in here and bought some, sold some premium, but that didn't happen. So let's peek at our position, see what we got going on here. We did some organizing on Monday, some panic selling, and basically cleared up the buying power because we had a margin call, basically, or a maintenance requirement. We had to meet a maintenance requirement. So AMD, the ghost that will haunt me probably for another 3 or 4 months. It's really, it is what it is, but it bothers me because it's messing with my ability to do what I want to do with this account because it is consuming, 50% of the buying power. Pretty much shouldn't be here. $120 stock when we started, and $120 stock should never be traded in a $10,000 account. That's everything. So this should be an $100,000+ account, or at least an $80,000 account if it was a large proportion of that account, still probably in the 15% range. But it is what it is. We got to deal with it, and we'll manage it the best we can. So we got a couple of covered calls here expiring this month. This one expires on Friday, and so far we've earned 60% of that. AMD is currently trading at 110. As long as it stays below 115, we'll get the full premium here of $48. That was a short-term one. The other covered call is to stay below 115 by the end of the month, February 28th, and we've earned 35% of that, $105, $300 collected. So hopefully we can get all of that. Worst case scenario is we have to roll that come the end of the month, roll it up, roll it out. We'll figure that out. And I call it worst case scenario, but that wouldn't be worst case. It would actually be helpful because we need AMD to come up to get above our put price we have here of 120. So I want it to come up over 120. I just don't want it to come up until next month. And basically all of this is against the call that I purchased for September 19th at $115 strike price, which is not doing too well in the profit end. But, that's why we bought that so far out. We have time. I think they say we give ourselves time to be correct. Celsius, we just purchased, sold that put, I believe, on Monday. Not quite doing so great there. It's all we got to do is stay above that $21 because we have a $21 put that expires next Friday, and easy enough to manage. If it doesn't get there, we can push it out a week. But see, I looked earlier, and Celsius was having what I thought was going to be a little bit of a green day. So when the market was going down this morning, Celsius was coming up. And now that the market's coming up, Celsius is going down. That's bizarre. Okay, Mara. Yes, we're working on this. It's hovering just over 16, but bouncing back and forth between 16 to almost 17, right in there. Looks like it's having a bit of a green day. Hopefully it gets a little more green before Friday, because Friday that expires. And again, not the end of the world. We could push it out for a little more premium, or we could push it up. Let's just quickly see. Yeah, we could get 32% or 32 cents more premium on that rolling out to next week. I want to say I looked this morning quickly, and I could have got 60 cents, 59, 60 cents. So but I'm not making any trades or doing anything without recording. I want this account to be transparent. It's going to have to be an emergency for me to do something without you guys seeing what's going on. So that's where the portfolio is at real quick. And it's a green day, probably not a whole lot of options out there for us as far as selling premium goes. But let's see, work our way down the watch list here. So, all right, Riot, we're not going to get back into any more crypto stuff right now. I don't think we got to get that Mara off the balance sheet here. Upwork. Oh man, I would have considered selling a put against that earlier this morning if I would have caught that and known. But look at that bounce back. That would have made money today instantly. But we were right down here where we wanted to be, and we were under the, we were oversold. That would have been an opportunity. Maybe I got to try and get in and film these a little bit earlier in the day when the market is just got a little more volatility going on. I usually don't get in here till noon or so, and by then the market's kind of settled out for the day or has an idea where it's going to run. Mara, we're going to run right over. How about Vishay? Vishay, oh man, that one got down there too. Not exactly where we want to be, but let's keep shopping here. Something might jump in. Gold jumping up. That's nice. I like gold. I like the actual material gold though. All right, so Celsius, we know where we're at on that. We're currently sitting on a put we sold. Need to maintain that above 21 for a bit. Intel, look at this. This is disappointing, guys. This is where we sold our Intel, was in the high 19s on Monday. We had to do that to meet the margin requirements or the maintenance requirements. And what did we miss? We missed a dollar run up on yesterday. Like literally would have been an extra $100 just for, it would have been more than $100 because we had a put sold against that too. So we would have made $100 on the stock itself, and we would have definitely collected more of the premium that we had on that sold or that cash secured put. So that's just kind of poor timing. And that kind of speaks to the idea of watching your options buying power, stock buying power, because I should always have something in reserve. I should not have allowed myself to get to the point where I did get a nasty email. Not a nasty email. It's a professional email, but you know it's coming. You know, you run these numbers too tight up here where you don't have any buying power left. You get one good bad day, one or two bad days, and it can just, it puts you in the red, and you got to do some panic balancing. So anyways, that was, again, little lesson learned. So we're going to try not to let this get drained down to the bottoms anymore. Sony, we haven't played in Sony yet. They're coming off the high, just crossing the mid Bollinger, headed into the lower side. Something to keep an eye on because, well, I'm going to go back and look at Sony here for a bit here. You see this? It's just got this slow and steady up into the right motion to it. That's something we want to see. So if we can catch a couple of waves on that, that would be fantastic. AT&T at it again. This is crazy. This is where we started watching this here, I think, was in this downfall. Did we get, yeah, we got one little cash secured put on that, got a little pop, collected a little premium, but wow, look at that stock that has run. I mean, you're talking, that's a 25% run in a month or so. Pfizer, you know I love my Pfizer. Okay, ooh, that was down in the lows today, but it's still down the bottom here. Let's see. But we know Big Pharma is getting beat up. These are the channels I identified a while back when we first started looking at it. And we're definitely around the bottom of that channel. It's gone down a little bit below, but not too much. So we might come back to Pfizer and take another swing at that one. Carnival Cruise Lines, you guys know I've been wanting to get into this. This might be one of the better opportunities we've had to get in there. We can maybe sell a put down around 24. Socks, we get into that, out of that real quick. It's kind of in the consolidation here. I think we'll wait for that to fall back down again there. I think Brandon in the Discord has mentioned that he likes to sell puts against Soxel with when they have 2 red days. So they got a current streak running here. So we're going to let that go. Silver upwards, following along with gold, other precious metal stuff. SMCI. And again, we've got to play this once, but this is getting up out of our range now. We would have to see something very special to consider getting in on that or HIMS. I'm leaving them on the watch list strictly because we have traded them before. They're in the spreadsheet, so I want to keep them there for that purpose for now anyways. If they make much more of a run up, though, I'll have to take them off the watch list for this account. All right, so let's go back up here to Pfizer. Pfizer is kind of reaching where we want to be. Look at this. This has been settled in the oversold range here since, about a week now. And let's just look back here. I know history doesn't exactly guarantee the future and all that stuff, but let's see. So this is October, November. So it's been about a month down there on this long decline. That was right after that was bad earnings, if I remember correctly, and just doesn't look fun. But I'm seeing a channel here. I'm going to pull this line down. Okay, just gonna. It doesn't need to be specific, but I see. I'm seeing a line right around here. Okay, and let me close this up. Show you what I'm looking at. You can see these points of support and consolidation. A little bit of resistance, a little bit of support, resistance, resistance coming along here. Didn't quite play with that line for a little bit, but those lines become less pertinent over time, but they still exist. So it's kind of worth just keeping an eye on. So if we consider this to be kind of the current channel, or this is a things like to revert back to the means. So let's consider that we're at the bottom of the Bollingers. We're oversold. Maybe I'm just making excuses to get into this trade. That happens from time to time for sure. But let's open a window here, see where our bottom Bollinger is here again, 25.31. So, let's see what we got available for anything for this Friday, 25.50, 16 cents, 4 cents, 5 cents. Didn't think that would be viable. 21st, the full monthly expiration, $25, 14.15 cents. This is one you guys know I wouldn't mind getting assigned on, but let's go about just a little bit farther here. Couple weeks. All right, we're getting a little bit of premium there, and let's just jump to March monthly. See, that's not all that appealing. $25 is 45 cents. I can almost get that probably in the middle of next month. $25, you can get almost 40 cents. Why keep that an extra week or so for a nickel? All right, what else do we consider here? Carnival. Let's look at that one quickly and look at the chart. $24-ish put, $24.50 put. Let's see. Next, so this is a little bit more interesting. $25 gets us in about 30 cents, 35 cents premium. Look at that chart again. So that's 25, pretty much just up out of the money of that right now. 25 is the bottom of this lower candle. Where does that look? What am I seeing here in the grand scheme of things? What does this tell you? Look, I put these lines in before, and looks like it's broken through that one, taken it back, created the support out of it, come back down. Will it come down and test again? Maybe, maybe not. Let's look at that. $25. You can maybe get 35 cents out of that. I don't know. What are the monthlies here? Let's go back to Pfizer monthly. Definitely more appealing premiums in the Carnival. Okay. Let's go out one more week, see what we can get. One more week, $25, get us in the 53, 56 cent range, probably maybe get 54, 55 cents on that. Okay, let's make sure we're doing this right. We're in the put side. We want to sell a put. We'll come down here and we'll bump it up the penny to the mid price, review, hand send, and it's filled. Okay, so we got a new Carnival Cruise Lines. We got $25 strike price at 54 cents. So let's see where we're at here. Okay, let's open up Carnival Cruise Lines. First thing we do is we will change the color back to normal. And we're going to enter our position. Today we have sold a put for the 28th. $25 strike price, one contract, and 0.54 on that. And we currently have that position open. So yeah, so we're, our last time we played Carnival, we made $13. Hopefully this time we can get at least 50% of this premium, 75% of this premium, or we get assigned in Carnival, and I most likely wouldn't do that. I'm really trying to collect these premiums. I mean, I did start this account talking about doing the wheel more, and I want to do that, but I don't want to be in a stock, more than 1 to 2 stocks, I should say, in this account as far as being assigned. So I don't mind being assigned by 1. I don't mind being assigned possibly 2, but it's going to be very difficult to allow that, considering that we've got this big black cloud of AMD hanging over our head. So until that gets resolved, I'm probably going to focus on trying to collect premiums, little short stabs, trying to build us back up to even here, and maybe get assigned on 1 stock, considering that's half the portfolio. If I didn't have AMD there, I would consider allowing myself to get assigned on 2 stocks and still having something to play with. But yeah, that's about it. I appreciate you all, and remember to subscribe, click the bell button, share this with your friends, join us in the Discord, all that good stuff. And you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you all on Friday.